Welcome to day one of your 12 days of fitness, and we are super excited and we can't wait to give you all of this good information over the next 12 days because you're gonna love it. So you're gonna be able to use the tools that we give you over the next 12 days to use them for the rest of your life. And some of you guys might be thinking, well, I'm really nervous about the holidays and I always gain weight and it's very difficult for me, blah, 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 because one thing you're probably telling yourself is this big, crazy story, and I'm here to tell you that it's something so simple. Just don't overeat. But I know it's not that easy. So that's why I'm here to talk to you about more of this and be able to give you help, because there are always temptations and people influencing you to eat more, and it becomes a guilt trip thing. And also, we just like to be around family and have fun and drink and have food, and it's great. And also, that's just stuff on the weekends as well. So I'm gonna give you a few things to be able to move forward, because right now, a lot of people are thinking, well, I just wanna wait till after the holidays, or they're gearing up for the new year and they're like, they have this great big resolution that you're gonna lose a bunch of weight and it's a new thing. Why do you have to wait to New Year's to do that? Why do you have to wait? Why does everyone wait till this fancy big thing comes along? And every year, why do you have to do that? It's just like Valentine's Day. Why do you have to do this special occasion for your loved one on this one day? Why can't you do it every day? Why can't you do it on any day of the week? Why does it have to be this certain thing? So I'm here to tell you to basically get your head out of your butt and move forward to basically jumpstart yourself to start reaching the goals that you want to reach. If it's weight loss or whatever it is with your fitness goals, or just eat healthier, lose weight, gain weight in terms of muscle mass. And it's time for you to start taking that step forward. And what you need to do is start looking at your habits. That's the number one thing that people fall into, are these crazy habits. And it's always some kind of trigger that really causes these habits to happen. So what happens is you get this trigger, and the process of is, let's say you're overeating. You know, there's some kind of trigger that's causing you to overeat, which you are reaching this pleasure point. And if it comes to overeating, let's say at the holidays, you're hitting this trigger point because maybe you're comfortable with family, you are having fun, you see everyone drinking, and you're like, you know what, the heck with this, I'm just gonna have fun because this is what I've always done, this is what I've known growing up. And so it's that trigger point, you're hitting that, so you start dipping into that habit of, this is what I feel comfortable with, so everyone else is doing it, so I'm okay with doing it, so I'm just gonna do it. And so you hit that pleasure point because you have fun, and which is great, there's nothing wrong with that, but in terms of having fun. But at the end of the day, when you leave, and the next day you feel like crap and you feel guilty, and that's where it becomes a problem. It's not the problem of actually eating and enjoying the time with your family, it's afterwards is what happens, is you gain a bunch of weight, and over time it just keeps piling up on each other over and over and over again. Next thing you know, you're 20 pounds heavier, and you don't know why. And that's one thing that you have to really start recognizing, is that you have to dig into your habits of what are you doing? What's the thought process you're going through? And if you're in a situation like that, start thinking about the things that you're doing to make yourself do the things you don't want to do, or you know that's wrong, or know that you don't want to do that. So really start creating new triggers and new habits. And the more you do it, obviously this is easier said than done. I'm preaching to the choir here because I've gone through my own stuff before. And the more you do it, the better you become at it. It's just like when you learn to do something new, like if you start a new job, you know, if you don't have any idea what you're doing, someone trains you and you do it over and over and over and over again. Now you become an expert, now you become great at it, and now it's easy. It's just like driving your car down the road or to work. You drive there every single day, if you work every day during the week, and you're conditioned to basically, you could probably go there in your sleep. It's really easy for you to go there without having to pull out your GPS, and if over time you won't have to pull out your GPS, but assuming you know where you're going, and you'll condition yourself to basically get there without having to really know where you're going. You know, have you ever had the time where you're really tired and it feels like you're falling asleep on the way to work, you're so tired, or coming home from work, and not literally falling asleep at the wheel, don't do that, but you're so tired that you really don't remember it, but you got home, you're like, how the hell did I get home? At least it happens to me sometimes, rarely, but it has. When I used to work graveyard shifts, that would happen. And scary, isn't it? I know. And so that's one of the things that I'm sort of preaching to you, is that you have to create habits, and repetition is a mother of skill, and the more you do it, the more you condition yourself to do it. So even if it's just something small, start with something small. That's all you have to do, is start making those small steps towards bigger things. Because if your trajectory is, if you're going like this all the time and you're getting the same result, you're gonna get if you keep doing the same thing, you're gonna get the same results. You're gonna keep being like this. You're not gonna do anything. Now, if you make one small thing change that's better for yourself, even if it's a little bit, you go like this, just a little bit. And if you do another thing, it's a little more. Even if that one small thing and you did it over time, and it's for the better, that one small thing can consistently go up over time. So one problem we have with resolutions is, or one quick wonder type diets, I guess you can say, or fad diets, is that it doesn't last long. It doesn't last long at all, because you're so motivated to do this one thing for a few days, and then you always realize, screw it. After a few days, you're like, heck with this. This is way too hard. I love my carbs, so I'm just gonna eat my face off. So that's one thing that usually happens, is people diet during the week, and then on the weekends they fall off and they gain all their weight back, and then they diet again during the week, and then they fall off. So they create a habit, they keep doing that, and then they have the excuse, I'm doing everything possible. Well, no, you're doing everything possible in the times you consciously remember that you're dieting, okay? You forget the handful of peanuts here, the handful of candy there. Oh crap, my friend brought cookies to work, so I'm gonna have 3 cookies, and I forgot that I ate cookies. So you have to keep things in perspective and be honest with yourself. So that's another thing you gotta do, is be honest with yourself and start creating new habits, even if it's something small. So I encourage you right now, over the next 12 days, start doing something small to work towards your goal. And then every day, do something different that you didn't do yesterday or didn't do today. You know, if you do something tomorrow different that you did today, and that something different, or do something that you didn't know how to do, you'll eventually start feeling good about yourself because you did it. Or if there's those situations of when you're getting the temptation, either with family or just whatever on the weekend, socializing, and you say no, they might give you crap, but that's okay, because you're trying to make yourself better. And if they give you crap, I guarantee it's because they're giving you crap because of their own crap. So that's something that you really need to look into and focus on, and understand that it's not you, because you're making a difference. Because I guarantee if you say no and you leave to go home that day or that night or the next day, you are going to feel really good that you said no. And the more you do that, the better you feel. And eventually those that are trying to convince you to do that, to eat badly and eat poorly, they eventually come around, because it's very common for people to come around eventually, because they understand it. You know, even if they don't support it, or understand it intentionally or entirely, they'll eventually support you because they'll admire your hard work, and they'll ask you what you're doing probably. So that's something to really look into, think about. And so over the next 12 days, start doing something different. You're gonna get something every day from us for the next 12 days, and then you're also gonna get a lot from us even continuing after that. But we wanna really nail down the holiday content. So please let us know if there's anything that you want us to really touch on, because we wanna help you and we want to give value to you as much as possible. So that way you can be successful and have fun with your family, because that's the bottom line, and that you can enjoy yourself the entire time. So stay tuned and check out tomorrow. Check your inbox.